Hi, everyone. I hope English is fine, and I'm sorry not to be able to do this in German. I will not do it in French, which is also a present that I can offer. That works. So I'm Jean-Philippe Balanca, as mentioned. I'm the international director of Smile, which is a large open source service company in Europe, based with his headquarters in Paris. And I'm the co-founder of this, which I'm going to talk about now. So maybe just to echo on what Peter mentioned in his opening pitch, I would like to put some context on where we stand and what is at stake and what the EOS-Konsortium story comes from. So that's something happening 1,500 kilometers from here today. There are many reasons for that. We all read the news. We all are pretty in empathy, of course, for Ukrainian people. And maybe one of the reasons there is this war is that we have predators around us. Sorry, that's not super nice for this afternoon to say, but that's for real. And one of the reasons some guy decided to declare a war in Europe is for predation. Coal, steel industry, wheat industry, 40 million people educated, and IT industry. It's not only, I guess, for philosophical reasons. We had this shock to go through. So if you look at the lines, it's just scary. Of course, energy shock, inflation that is imported through this energy shock. When I read this chart, and I didn't put 2024, I read it as a good example of Europe resilience. It's not all over. Inflation has lowered a lot. But let's take it positively that in 3 years' time, our community in Europe handled the shock. So, talking about predators. I have mixed feelings when I look at these pictures. I don't know if it's your case. I have some admiration on these guys. I mean, they're super entrepreneurs. They're super successful. They're disrupting their industry. And they're doing really good, right? And I think we look at them like, wow, they succeeded, and it's fantastic. And the mixed feeling is also that they are scary, aren't they, in a way? Because we know that their intention is not to make the world better. Intention is probably, I can't read in their mind, but probably more power, more money, right? And I think that, I don't know who is the good in the three of these guys, but it's your guess that you can make. 30 million euro, that's money, right? Good money, 30 million euro. This is what these guys are spending, and others, close to the European Commission in lobbying. So, of course, they have all the money they want, so they can have a super strong impact and influence in Europe. My point is that I would like to recruit this lady to be the open source advocate. How dare you? How dare we accept that? And I know it's kind of rude, because, I can be rude. I'm French, so I can do that easily. It's in my nature. But that's the truth. And let's think about it and integrate that. I looked at what is the open source lobbying spending in Brussels. It's so close to known that I will not give the figure. So, predators, Europe, you know where I'm going, I guess. Good news. Look at this. 15,000 units of an aircraft sold by Airbus. Never happened. That's today the largest aircraft industry in the world, beating Boeing, to name an American company, in every segment. We can be proud of that. I was just thinking, can I recall the name of one of this CEO of this company? We don't. We don't have these superheroes and Avengers, right? This is not Europe, but this is successful. And I think we should take away some things from this history. How did this happen? That's quite easy. Companies getting together, identifying the best engineers in Europe, being really careful on what market to pick, which aircraft to build, what would answer the market, build the right size for the right distance. And they achieved it. They achieved it because they had politics supporting, right? Some regulation as well. And mainly, sorry to be direct, because they had orders, purchase orders from airlines, right? Not subsidies, nor grants, nor anything else. Orders to have the best planes, best quality to support the transport. We're not building aircrafts, fortunately, for passengers. But what would it be different in a way? Why would it be different? There are reasons why the open source industry is not at the Airbus level and at the Google or AWS level, right? One, it's super fragmented. Only 3 companies in Europe doing open source first or open source only in service do more than 40 million euro revenue. 3 companies. One is German, one is Swedish, one is French. The 3 are in the consortium. That's the good news. We come from tech. We like tech. We're super expert, super humble. We don't show off, right? That's not the way we do things. And when it comes to I'm in the open source industry, usually people may ask, do you work in a basement at night to code? Yeah? That's the kind of image. I'm being, again, a little bit rude there and provoking. So, a few quarters ago, we had some discussions on the market. And you arrive at the right moment, Peter, because that was with you that we had these first discussions, and also with Frederick from Red Pill Pro. And we said a year and a half ago, let's do something. Let's solve that. Let's raise the open source industry to the next level in Europe, right? And we thought that it would be cool to get some inspiration from this Airbus story, so to say, and build a consortium and say, let's gather the largest open source service companies in Europe to be able to provide, not aircrafts, fortunately, again, but the nicest end-to-end open source projects to the market. And why wouldn't we execute the largest European projects in open source, in full open source. I mean, this morning there were a presentation about OpenDesk, for example. There are so many options that we have in our open source world to replace, yes, to replace Microsoft, to replace, I'm not only targeting American companies, but we can replace a lot of things. We can build full IT systems with only open source basis. We can do that. The question is, do the stakeholders, do the administration, do the corporation, are they aware that we can do that? Probably not. This is one of the reasons that we built this consortium. Thanks for inviting again at Univention. Most of you may know Public Plan, which is a German company as well. We have Lunatech here, a company from Netherlands and France as well, based in Rotterdam. Adfinis is a Swiss company based in Bern. And we have Red Pill Linpro, based in Sweden, and Smile, where I come from. So we gathered and we built this consortium. Some figures, people like figures. 3,000 FTEs, able to provide projects. Now we start talking to large corporations. We start talking to large public tenders. 3,000 people, right? Based in Europe, knowing the differences that we have in cultures as well. I mean, Germany is not Italy, and Italy is not Sweden, right? And that's pretty cool. 500 projects per year, all combined. We do digital, we do mobile application, we do cloud management, we do anything that needs to be in an IT system or a digital platform. Unequal pictures, but nice pictures. Yeah, you know the guys. It's just to say that the vision I share today and the principles I'm talking about are deeply in our DNA, as persons as well. I mean, we believe in Europe. We believe that we don't want to look like other continents, right? We have values. Open source is driven by democracy, let's say this word, by openness, knowledge sharing, expertise, and also a vision that our customer, people using open source, know what they are using and are owning their IT, right? This is our philosophy, and I think it's a common good for Europe. I think that's my last slide. I would like to thank you for the invitation, and I just wanted to share with you that there's a momentum today. I mean, we all read the news. The news are not that nice, and we're not sheep eating grass. We're not that. So let's take our destiny into our hands. Let's do it. Let's be proud. Let's be courageous. And this open source story can be brought to the next level. Thank you.